Okay, where is 22? Mm-hmm. I want photo for you. Okay, you can take me a photo. It's turning a photo. It makes bones to turn. It's say cheese. Say cheese. Cheese. That's nice. Right. So that's my daughter. So you will be getting that pep talks with me, right? So yeah. So now, yeah, let me have the confirmation now. Pahan me duwa gawa tutes deka tiyanawada pute. Collect karagattada.
Sorry, sir.
Pahan me, did you collect the tutes from my place duwa? Like there are 2 tutes to be taken. I informed you last week, as I remember, like there are 2 tutes. It's better you collect it. Right, okay. Never mind. Let's just start the calculation part. It doesn't matter. And people, and by next week, like next week is not going to be a class day, right? We are going to have a holiday, right? Since we are allowed to start the physical classes, right? So we are going to commence the physical classes by next Saturday, right? From 12 to 2, right? මට සමහර වෙලාවට ක්ලාස් එක පැය භාගයක් විතර පිටිපස්සට ගන්න වෙයි. මං හිතන්නේ 3 දෙනාට ගැටලුවක් නෑ කියලා හිතනවා 11:30 වලට ක්ලාස් එක ගත්තට. Is there a problem like if we start at 11:30, will it be a problem to anyone? No, okay, Nikin is okay. How about Pahanmi is okay, right? Okay. Lalindidua, is it okay with you? Yeah, right, okay. Right, okay. So remember that you are going to start at 11:30 by next week, right? So then 11:30 to 1:30 will be the time slot, right? So I'll start briefing the number system lesson today, the third lesson, right? So because since we are doing a theory lesson, which is the first one, we are going to have a mix. Otherwise, boring theory, right? So I'll commence the number system lesson today, and we'll do some calculation, then shift to the first one, right? Okay, so let me have the separations. And as I told you last week, it's better you divide your book into 2 parts, so you can have the lessons separately. So numbers is to create the short note of the basic concepts. So let it continue like this, right? And regarding the number system short note and the calculations, you can do it on the other part of your book. පොත් දෙකක් තියාගත්තත් කමක් නැහැ. or like එක පොත ඔයගොල්ලෝ දෙකට බෙදලා පාවිච්චි කරත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ, right? Okay, so today I'm going to talk about this number system lesson. So why there is a number system lesson in computing? Because computer recognize its data using ones and zeros, right? So we call those ones and zeros are like we address them as bits, right? BITS. So computer can understand ones and zeros, right? So these ones and zeros are called as bits, which is the smallest unit inside the computer, right? Now 1 and 0 are the characteristics of binary number system, right? Now if I say the name of the number system and the base and the characteristics, right? So there is a number system called binary, which is on the second base. So it has the characteristic of 1, of 0 and 1, right? There are only two characteristics, right? Now we are using a number system like from the beginning of our life, right? So far අපි සාමාන්‍ය විදිහට පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙනවා decimal කියන number system එක නේද? We know about the decimal number system, right? So decimal number system's base is 10, and we know to write something as a value, like we write the values, we use 10 different characters to illustrate any of the values, right? ඕනම value එකක් වෙන්නන්න අපි එකිනෙකට වෙනස් characters 10ක් පාවිච්චි කරනවා, right? So starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is being used. So මම 10 කියලා ලිව්වොත් එයා character එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ, because 10 has the character 1 and character 0, right? So it is repeating the characters. So 10 is not going to be a characteristic of the decimal number system. Now when you look into these things, you can see that every number system, or like this binary and decimal, both are starting from 0. So likewise, every number system, like any number system, is starting from 0 when we are illustrating its characteristics. And you can see a very nice relationship between the ending character. So the base is 2, this ends from 1. So base is 10, this ends from 9. So that is the relationship. When you are having a base, so every number system is having a base value, right? Api sinhalen kiyana paadaya kiyala, right? So the base value and the ending character has a relationship. So the characteristics will be starting from 0 and continues until 1 less than base, right? Base එකට වැඩි එකක් අඩු තැනට වෙනකම් continue වෙනවා. So likewise, in our syllabus, we have to learn another two number systems. One is called octal. The base is 8. And the other one is called hexadecimal. Right? Which has the base of 16. Now, according to the relationship that we learned, what would be the characteristics of octal number system, from which it is starting and until when it is going to continue? Very good, Lalindi. 0 to 7. So it will start from 0, right? Then it will continue like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And how about the hexadecimal? Any suggestions? Should start from 0 and goes until when? Yes, any suggestions? Yeah, Lalindi, yes. Yes, Pahanmi. Yes, Nikini. Yes. So it should start from 0 and should continue until 15, right? But when it is continue until 15, there is a speciality when you are passing the 9. So if you write the value 10, it will be a repetition of 1 and 0, which cannot be done. But we know, according to the relationship of the in between the last character and the base, we should continue until 15 somehow. So for that, what we are doing is we indicate 10 as A, capital A, 11 as B, 12 as C, 13 as D, 14 as E, and 15 as F. Right? So this will indicate 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Right? So these are the number systems that we need to learn, and we are going to learn about these things, and we are going to do the conversions in between these numbers. Right? Okay, I want you to copy these down to the to your short note, right? Not this ones and zeros things, right? It was just for the explanation. So just write the table that we have drawn, right? So the heading, or like the topic, will be number systems. Oh, sorry. And people, when you are paying for this week, you not this week, like this month, you can do a half payment, which is 1,500, right? Since we are having a holiday on next week, and then we are starting the physical classes week after, right? So it's a half payment for April, right? Then you can continue the full payment from May, right? So remember that, inform to your parents. Like, let me know when you are done, right? Okay, one is done. Okay, two are done. All right. Okay, so the simple stuff, right? You can clearly understand these things. So now, when we are given a value, we need to be like, we should have the ability to figure out for which number systems that this particular value can be belongs to, right? Because one value can be belongs to many number systems. Now, how we are going to recognize a one particular value is belongs to which number system is by looking at their characteristics, right? So as an example, if I say right, as an example, if we say 101. Now 101. Now this belongs to the binary number system because 1 and 0 is there in the binary number system. Now if you take the entire value, you can find two different characters. Three characters are there, but only two different characters are there, which is 1 and 0, right? And we can discuss, or we can say this belongs to the octal number system as well. Why? Because 1 and 0 is there in the octal number system, right? And Sachintani duapi number system lesson එක පටන් ගත්තා. මම මේ මෙතන ස්ක්‍රීන් එකේ තියෙන එක දුව ලියා ගන්න කියලා කිව්වා. දුව මම කියන එක අහගෙන ඉන්න ගමන් මේක පොඩ්ඩක් නෝට් ඩවුන් කරගන්න. මම සෙෂන් එක රෙකෝඩ් කරනවා. So මිස් වෙච්ච ටික දුවට රෙකෝඩින් එකෙන් අල්ලගන්න පුළුවන් වේද? මම රෙකෝඩින් එක එවන්නම්, right?
Okay, sir.
Right, okay. Right. So now how we are going to figure out whether any value belongs to any number system? When the value is given, we are searching whether this value, like how many different characters are there in the value, and we search those whether those characters are there in the number system, inside the number system characteristics, right? So 101 have two different characters, which is 1 and a 0. So those 1 and 0 is there in the binary number system, so it belongs to the binary. 0 and 1 is there in the octal, as well as decimal, as well as hexadecimal. So you can say 101, the value of 101 can be belongs to any of the number systems which is illustrated above, right? Hari, තේරුණාද ඔය කියපුවේ? Let me have the confirmation. Right. Okay, how about others? All right. Okay, how about other two? Yeah, Pahanmi, how about you? Sachintani දුවට ඒක capture කරගන්න පුළුවන් වුණාද? You just connected. Like we were trying to figure out how a value, like how a value is like going to belong in any of these number systems. What is the way? Right, characteristic තියෙනවා නම් we say it is going to belong to this particular number system, right? හරි, එතකොට බලන්න මෙයාව කියන්න බලන්න මට අයිති වෙන number systems ටික. 103. What are the number system it belongs to? 103. Yes. Yes, Lalindi. Yes, Fahanmi. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Octal, decimal, and hexadecimal. So why this is not belongs to the binary number system? 1 is there in the binary number system. 0 is there, like you can see. But 3 is not a character, right? So we can't say it belongs to the binary number system, but we can definitely say this belongs to the octal, this belongs to the decimal, and this belongs to the hexadecimal, right? And let's say this 428. Which number system does it belong? Yeah, Lalindi, definitely. Is it only hexadecimal, Lalindi? Yeah, hexadecimal and decimal, that is correct. Yes, Nikini, that's correct too. Pahanmi, it cannot be octal. Can it be octal? Because 8 is not a characteristic of the octal, right? Because it has the characters from 0 to 7. So we can't take 428 is an octal. We can take it as a decimal as well as a hexadecimal. Right. Sachintani Dua, is it clear for you, Dua?
Yes, sir.
Right, great, great. Okay. Where is your Yeah, front one. Right. Now, how about this one? $963. Yes, decimal and hexa. Yes, yes, yes. This is so decimal and hexadecimal. If it says something like this, 4D3, so definitely we know if it is involved with the capital letters, it's going to be only hexadecimal. Not binary, not octal, not decimal. Right, simple stuff, right? Okay. So now we are going to learn how to do the conversions in between the number systems, right? Okay. So now when it comes to the conversions, the conversions of the one thing when we are doing the HTML web design in lesson and then when we are doing the network lesson, we need these conversions. Network lesson you need how to convert binary into decimals and decimals into binary. When you are doing the HTML, the web designing, you need to know how to convert the binary into hexadecimal and hex into binary, right? So for that purpose, like in the computer, when they are doing the things, you will see you are using different kinds of number system to deal with it, right? So that is why we are learning these things, right? So today we are going to know about the conversion. Now, when it comes to the conversion, there are 4 types of conversions, right? So may I write the heading? Conversions between number systems. Right, so what are these 4 types? Right, so there is a one type called decimal to non-decimal. The other one is called reverse of it, non-decimal to decimal. Next one is called binary to octal and hexadecimal. And the last one is going to be the reverse of this, octal and hexadecimal to binary. Right, so make numbers for illustrate karo. Like we have 3 what we call number systems when we are dealing with this. So we are converting decimals into binary, octal and hexadecimal, and then binary, octal, hexadecimal is converting into decimal, and in here binary and hexadecimal, I'm sorry, octal and hexadecimal is converted into binary and the reverse. This should be go to the other one. Binary will be converted into the octal and hexadecimal, and octal and hexadecimal will be converted to the binary. So you only need to learn these 4 techniques. When you consider decimal to non-decimal conversion, there are 4 types, like 3 types of conversions, like decimal into binary, decimal into octal, decimal into hexadecimal. So you only need to master the way that you are doing it, right? So just if you master one type, all other types can be taken very easily, right? So today I'm going to tell you how to convert decimal to a non-decimal. Now, if you have done the ICT for the O-levels, in O-levels we have done these kind of conversions, but only with the whole numbers, the integers. Now, in the A-levels, we are going to do it with the floating point values or the decimal dashama sankhya එකත් අපි conversion එක කරමු. Right? Yeah. So before we go to that, it's better you copy this down. Let me know when you are done. Okay, one is done. How about others? People, are we done? Okay, two are done. How about other two? Right, three are done. Okay, all are done. Right. So now I'm going to tell you how to convert the decimals into non-decimals. So the first conversion. Converting decimal into non-decimal. Right. So I'll take an example and illustrate it to you. So here's the example. Convert, let me take another 39.25. So we always write the base when we are dealing with the number systems. 39.25, the decimal value, into a binary value. All right. So when it comes to the conversions, there are two parts in this particular number. The fractional part is there, 0.25, and the integral part is there. So we have to deal these two parts in a separate manner. Then we can collect them when we are writing the answer, right? So I'll take the 39. I'll take the 39. Lalindi, it's better. It's better. Again, in case if you are not given the base, we can assume it is decimal. But when you are writing it, it's better. It's better you write it, right? Lalindi was asking whether we need to write the 10 as the base for decimal values, right? It's better you illustrate it like that, right? Okay, so now what we are doing is, so we got integral part. Now, why I am writing these things like this? For you to clarify, right? ඕගොල්ලෝ calculation එක කරනකොට එහෙම ලියලිය කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ integral fraction part එක කියලා ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ, right? So integral part is 39. Now, how we are going to do this? We are going to divide this by 2. Now, why we are going to divide it by 2? Because we convert this to binary value. Right? So binary, the base is 2. So we are going to divide this integral part by 2. So when you need to divide it, so 3 will be having 1 of 2's and 1 is remaining, and that 1 and 9 will perform 19. So then we can say there are 9 2's, which will give you 18. And there is a special thing that we need to do. We have to indicate the remaining by putting a dash. So 19, 1 is remaining. Is this clear, people? Some all level IT කරපු අයට මේක clear ඇති. මොකද මේක කරලා තියෙනවා. I'm asking from the others. And can I know who has done the ICT for O levels? And I know Lalindi and Nikini has done. How about Pahanmi? Have you done the ICT for O level?
Yes, sir.
You have, right? And Sachintani, have you?
No, sir.
You didn't. All right, no worries. Right? Okay. So Sachintani, this is clear for you, right? What we are doing? Sachintani?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay, right, okay. Right. So now we have divided this by 2, and the working is not done yet because we are having 19 as the answer, 1 is remaining. So we have to do this dividing until we have an answer which is less than 2, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this by 2 again, right? So it's going to be 9 2s, that means 18, and 1 is remaining. So 9 is not less than 2, so I'm dividing it again. So you will be saying 4 and 1 is remaining. And this will be get divided by 2 again. 2 and 0 is remaining. And then 2 is not less than 2. So we have to divide this 2 again by a 2. So which will gives you 1 and 0 is remaining. So integral part is done now. So how we are going to take the binary number? You start from the place where you have stopped and write the remainders along with that, right? So your integral part answer will be 1 0 0 1 1 1. Right, so this is the integral part representation. Yeah, people confirm me whether this is clear. Right, okay. All right. Pahanni, Sachintani, okay, great. All right, now let's concentrate on the fraction part, right? Now, when it comes to the fraction part, now what is the fraction part we got? We got 0.25, right? 0.25. And when we need to convert this into the binary, what we do is we are going to multiply with this fractional part by 2. For integral part, we divide it. For fractional part, we are going to multiply. So the answer, we know like 25 into 2 is 50. So there are 2 decimal points. And when you are writing the answer, don't forget the integral part. Integer part එකක් නොතිබ්බොත් බිංදුව දාන්න. Integer part එකක් තිබ්බොත් we can consider that. Right? Now, how far we are going to multiply this particular thing? Until the fractional part gets all zeros. The මෙයාගේ all zeros නෑනේ. එක්කෙනෙක් පහ එක්කෙනෙක් බිංදුව. Right? So until the fractional part get all zeros, we have to do the multiplication. So now what we are doing is we are just taking the fractional part. අපි වැඩි කරන්න ගන්නකොට නිතරම ගන්න fractional part. dasama paha multiplied by 2. So the answer will be 10. And there is only one decimal place, so I put it. Now you can see right, the fractional part got all zeros. So you stop what you are doing. Right? මම එක තව චුට්ටක් එහාට කරලා ලියා ගන්නම්. දැන් පොඩි වැඩක් ඕගලන්ට පෙන්නන්න වෙන නිසා. Now fractional part is all zero, so we are stopping what we are doing. And then we consider this integral part of the calculation, and then we write those zeros and ones. Why I'm saying those zeros and ones? For binary, it's a zeros and ones that they are generating. So write these integral part from top to bottom. Right, so that means 0.25 equals to 0.01. Okay, did you got this? Yeah, Lalindi, I'm doing it again. Lalindi, we are taking the fractional part. So fractional part means with the decimal point, these things will be taken. So I'm taking 0.25. I'm not writing the integer part when I'm writing the multiplication. So I'm taking 0.25 and multiply it by 2, and I'm writing the answer. When I'm writing the answer, I have to write it with the again a answer එකේ integral part එකක් නැත්තම් බිඳුව කියලා දාලා ලියන්න ඕනේ. තියෙනවා නම් ඒක එහෙම තියන්න අරනවා. So when 25 into 2 is 50, 2 decimal places and no integral part, so I put 0. Now I'm considering the fractional part of the answer, which is not totally 0. So I'm taking the 0.50. Now when I'm considering 0.50, 0 is nothing to worry about. Right? මොකද අපි දන්නවා fractional part එකක like the tailing zeros can be omitted. So I only take 0.5. 0.50 කියලා ගන්නෑ. Right? So 0.5 multiplied by 2. So this means 10 happens, right? Then only one decimal point or like decimal places. So now you can see all the fractional parts become 0. Lalindi, are you clear up to this point, Dua? Yeah, so now what we are going to do is we are just taking the whole numbers, right? So we are writing this from the direction of top to bottom. So for fraction part, the calculation or the conversion will be 0.01. Right? So the final answer is going to be like 39.25. So therefore 39.25 equals 10011.01. You have to put the base. හරි. තේරුණාද හැමෝටම? Let me have the confirmation. Right, great. Okay. It's time for you to copy. Right, then tute එකෙත් මේවා තියෙනවා illustrate කරලා, but it's better you have this. So then ඔක short note එකක් විදිහට අපි ලියන එක maintain වෙන්නේ. So you will realize what happens. මම මේක මේ fraction part එක දෙසරයක් ලියලා තියෙන explain කරන්න. ඔයගොල්ලෝ එකක් ලියාගත්තම ඇති. Let me know when you are done, people. All right, one is done. How about others? Pahanvi, you are pretty quick. That's good. All right. 3 are done. And everyone is done. Okay. Right. So let's do some calculations, right? So you will get to know about this. So here comes the questions, right? Hold on. Before I go to the questions, now I want you to concentrate on the logic or the technique that we use. So to convert the decimal value into the binary, we divide by 2. So if we are converting a decimal into the octal, from which number that we are going to divide? Yes, people? Yes, that's right, Lalindi. It's from 8. Well done. And that is the integral part. So integral part we divide by 8, and as usual we put a dash and write the remaining, right? So we divide the number until when we are converting to the octal number, until when we need to divide a particular integer. Until the answer comes less than 8. අපි දැන් දෙකෙන් බෙදුවේ දෙකට වඩා අඩු වගේක් වෙනකන් නේද? So when we are dividing by 8, we are dividing we take something less than 8. අටට අඩු වගයක් ආපු ගමන් we stop the dividing and we write it from bottom to top with the answer that we got very finally. And about the fractional part, what we do? We multiply it by 8, right? So that's the logic. If we are converting to the octal, we divide by 8, the integral part. We multiply by 8, the fractional part. And when we are converting to the hexadecimal, we divide by 16, the integral part. We multiply by 16, the fractional part, right? So multiplication, when the fractional part is converted, multiplication should, when the multiplication give you the all zeros on the fractional side of multiplication, then we stop the multiplying part. Otherwise, we have to multiply it until we find all zeros in the fractional part, right? Before I go for the questions, let me convert the same value to the octal and to the hexadecimal as well, right? So here I go, just check whether you miss anything. So I am converting 39.25 10 base into an octal. How I'm going to do that? I take 39 and I'm divided by 8. So this is going to be 4. 8 into 4 is 32. 7 is remaining, right? So I have received something less than 8. Neither 4 means something less than 8, so we can stop the dividing. So we can write the integral part answer. It's going to be 47, right? And the fractional part, 0.25. I'm going to multiply this by 8. So 0.25 into 8 will give you 200, or like 25 into 8 will give you 200. 2 decimal points. So here we go. Now you can see straight away they have given zeros for the multiplication. So we can just consider these two as a part of the answer, right? So the answer is going to be 47.2. Got it, everyone? Yeah, how about the others? Right. Okay. Right, and here I'm converting the 39.25 into hexadecimal. Right, again it's easy, right? Instead of taking 39, I'll take 29.25, right? 29. I need you to show you something. 29.25 decimal, I'm converting to hexadecimal. So what I'm doing is I'm taking 29, I'm dividing this by 16. So there will be 116 for 29. Like how many is remaining? 13 is remaining, right? So when it comes to the 13 in hexadecimal, we represent 13 as what? 13 as D, 10 as A, 11 as B, 12 as C, and 13 as D. So the integral part will be 1D, right? And 0.25. So the same way, 0.25 multiplied by 16 will give you how much? It's 400. 25 into 16 is 400. So 2 decimal points. Here I go. Integral part, the decimal part is all 0. So we can choose the integral part, which is 4. So the answer is going to be 1D.4 in hexadecimal. All right. Is this clear, people? Hexadecimal එක තේරුණාද? Okay. Yes, Sachintani. Right, great. All right, let's write about these things, right? Here we go. First, yeah, you have wrote this down. Then we can go for the questions. Okay, 2 are done. 3 are done. All 4 are done. Very good. Right. Let's try try some maths, right? So we'll do a particular one, and we'll jump to the theory lesson then after, right? So here comes the question. Convert the following Suzu Yeah, I always messed up with the equivalence, right? So like here comes the questions. So you have to convert one particular map into all three bases, right? So the first one is 57.125 in decimal. The second one is let's say 72.625 in decimal, right? Okay, you have to do this, the first one now, and you have to send me the answers through the chat, right? Okay, hurry up, people. And people, if you get anything not clear, right, let me know, right? I'll clear it for you again. Lalindi, no, if you are done with the first one, let me have the answers. So until others get done with the first one, you can do the second one. No worries. Okay, here I'm getting some answers. Let me see. Yes, Nikini. Yeah, that's correct. Yes, the octal is correct as well, Nikini. Well done. All right, okay. Pahanmi, I will help you, do. Don't worry, I will help you. Nikini in hexadecimal, let me see. Okay, 57. Yeah, I think you guys are struggling with this hexadecimal thing. Let me see that. 48 and 9 is remaining. No. That's fine. Yes, that is correct. Nikini and Lalindi, both the answers are correct. Oh, hold on. Nikini, yeah. Nikini Dua, just go through about your fractional part of binary conversion. Do I think 1 0 is missing? Right. So, Sachin Tani, how about you, Dua? Magatatwe. Okay. Carry on. The people who have done with the first one, go for the second one, right? මුලින්ම ඔයගලන්ට පොඩ්ඩක් හදන්න දීලා ඊට පස්සේ බලමු අපි කොහොමද ක්ලියර් කරන්න කියලා. right? Yeah, Sachintani, දුව binary එකේ fractional part එක පොඩ්ඩක් miss වෙලා තියෙනවා. පහන්මි පහන්මි දුවගේ fractional part එක පොඩ්ඩක් miss වෙලා තියෙනවා. Right? We'll see. Hexadecimal එක චුට්ටක් බලන්න පහන්මි. It's not එක තැනක් වැරදිලා තියෙනවා මම හිතන්නේ. බලන්න 57 වලට 16s calculate කරනකොට පොඩ්ඩක් එහා මෙහා වෙලා තියෙනවා. Right. Then හැමෝම try කරලා තියෙන නිසා I'm going to do the first one. Right? Let's see. Like the only thing that you need to do is like figure out where you have went wrong. කොතනද වරද්ද ගත්තේ කියන එක බලා ගන්න. That's the only thing that you need to do. Yes. Yes. Lalindi, yes, do it. Hold on. 625, 625, 625. Yes, that's right. That's correct, Lalindi. Well done. Right. So here I'm doing the first one. Just see how the, like, if you got anything wrong, just see where you have went wrong. So it is 57.125 that we are doing. So 57.125. First I'm converting to binary. Right? So I'm taking 57 and divided by 2. So this is going to be 28. 1 is remaining. Dividing by 2. 14. 0 is remaining. Divided by 2. 7. 0 is remaining. 2. 3. 1 is remaining. Divided by 2. 1 and 1 is remaining. So the integral part is going to be 111001. Dot 125.125 is taken, multiplied by 2 equals 250. We need 3 decimal points. So I'm putting a decimal point over here. Since you have no integral part, I'm taking 0. Then fractional part is not totally 0. So take 0.25. We can omit the 0. Multiplied by 2. You will be given 50. Again, 2 decimal points, put in the two decimal points and no integer part. So I put a 0. Still, this is not totally 0. So taking 0.5 into 2, which gives you 10 and 1 decimal point. Now we got all zeros at the fractional part. So we can stop. And how we are going to write? Like these things from top to bottom. So that means 0, 0, 1 is going to be in the binary number. Right. බලන්න වර්ධුනේ කොතනද කියලා. Making a mistake is no problem, people, right? So like what matters is understanding what has happened. Right? Pahan Midua, did you figure that out? Right, great. So I'm doing the octal conversion below. $57.125 converting to octal. Right, so it is easy. So we are dividing 57 by 8. So we know 7 and 1 is remaining. 8 into 7 is 56. So 1 is remaining. So that's it. We have taken something less than 8. So we can write from over here to here. Right. And 0.125. So that means 71 will be written as the converted one. Then the 0.125 multiplied by 8. So when you are multiplying by 8, this will gives you 1,000. 125 to 8,000. So 3 decimal points. So here you put this decimal point. So that means this part gets zeros. So then you can say this particular one will goes as the fractional part. Right? Pahanmi, is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Right, great. And Sachintani?
Yes, sir.
Right, great. Okay, and Nikini, did you figure out where you have went wrong in the first one? I think you have done a mistake too. I think it's a mistake, like it's a careless, right? So like, right, great. Okay. So here comes the hexadecimal part, 57.125. We are converting this into a hexadecimal. So we take 57 divided by 16, and we know there is 3, 16 into 3 is 48, and 9 is remaining. So we can stop dividing, and we start from 3, goes up to 9. So it's 39 point. When it comes to the 125.125 into 16, right? So 0.125 into 16 will give you 2,000. right? So we can take 2 as the decimal point because all other things become 0. So 39.2 in hexadecimal. That is going to be the answer. Okay. So do the corrections, people, if you got any. And since we got another 15 minutes, අපි දෙවෙනි ගානත් හදමු like අපි theory lesson එකට ගියොත් දැන් වෙලා මදි වෙනවා, right? So just go for the second one, right? So once you are done the second one, you can leave today. අද ටිකක් වැඩිපුර ගණන් හැදුවනේ කමක් නැහැ. And Lalindi Dua, you can leave Dua. So you have sent me the answers, ne? So no worries, Dua. You can leave. Don't worry. Right. Okay. Right, Dua. Thank you. So others, try the second one. You can send me the answers, then you can leave. Yes, Pahanmi, that's correct. Well done. Nikini, that's correct as well. The one you have sent to me. And Pahanmi, in octal, again. You can't have number 9 in the as a octal value. 9 is not a characteristic of octal. So 9 is 9 is not less than 8. So 9 have to be divided by 8 again. Then you will find 1 and 1 is remaining. Nikini, your one is correct. The octal. The hexadecimal. Yeah, Nikini, when it comes to the hexadecimal, just check whether the fractional part is correct. Sachintani, well done. First one is correct, Dua. Yes, that is correct. Yes, Sachintani, that is correct, Dua. Hold on. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Pahanmi, yes, that is correct as well. Octal conversion, correct. Go for the hexadecimal. Nikini, I think the place that you have went wrong is the representation of 10. Well done, Pahanmi. That is the answer. And hold on, Pahanmi. Is it 45? Let me see. Pahanmiduwa, just like go through the integral part of hexadecimal conversion. Etana podi awulak tiyena kiyala hitana. Fractional part is okay. Nikini, did you figure out the fractional part, or you stuck with it? Are you struggling with the fractional? Yeah, Nikini, like you are having, like when you are multiplying 0.625 by 16, you are receiving the 10,000. That means 10.430, right? So 10 means what, Nikini? You can't represent the 10 no, in hexadecimal. Pahanvi, that is correct. So instead of 10, Nikini, what you are going to represent? Yes, that's the one. Correct. Well done. So you can leave, Nikini. Pahanvi, you can leave too, Dua. Sachintani, do you need any help, Dua? And people remember, we are not having classes next week. So week after, we are having the physical classes, right? So the time is 11:30 to 1:30, right? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Dua. Okay. Sachintani, do you need any help?
No, sir.
All right, okay. Keep it up.